everyone, I am MechaRandom42, and I came across a message in my inbox the other day, and it's really bothering me, and I really need to make a video about this. So one of my viewers sent me a post from Reddit that really had me raging here, and I'm gonna bring it up on screen for you guys here. So there's a reason why I stay off of Reddit. It's because there's a lot of people who argue and don't know what the fuck they're talking about over there. So this viewer of mine, he posted, even TOS holds up so long as you're not particularly shallow about the effects, which is absolutely true. TOS 1,000,000% holds up. This is from, I believe, the Star Trek subreddit, or one of them. So this cold librarian person, oh lord. Well, we'll just call you Idiot Stick of the day. How about that? So, I believe this is the person who responded. I don't know, but man, this pisses me off. I don't know how to read Reddit, so let me know if I'm going after the right person here. And the awful misogyny, seriously, that aspect was what made me physically ill when I started watching it for the first time this year. Took me a while to come to terms that was just the culture back then, and I was also consoled by the fact that we went from the constant recipients of workplace sexual harassment and Uhura's ass hanging out because her outfit was too short to Michael Burnham in just 50 years. Makes me very optimistic about where we'll be 50 years from now. Apart from that, the show holds up pretty well, but understanding the social context of the time it made in helps a lot. Funny Idiot Stick of the day, you should say that, you fucking moron. Oh my god. And yeah, there's more of this post, and you know, I'll leave this on screen for you guys to read. Just if you want to read the whole thing, it'll be right here for you guys. It's this way. But there's an article that I'm gonna link to you guys. But first, here's my rant. All right, here's my rant of the day. Okay. Where do we begin? So, Star Trek was progressive and ahead of its time by allowing women to wear the short mini skirts, to have their quote-unquote asses hanging out, to show their fucking belly buttons. Okay, this is the 1960s. This was the sexual liberation. We were still being censored by the networks. Okay, you guys see, you probably can't see very well, but I have my I Dream of Jeannie Migo back there. I'm a huge fan of 1960s television. Huge fan of the culture, the society. I got a Laughing box set right there. Get smart. I know more about the 60s than I do about modern television, all right? The thing about it was, they weren't allowed to show Barbie Eden's belly button on I Dream of Jeannie. She let it slip a few times. But they were really strict with the censors back then. And the fact that Star Trek was allowed to show mini skirts, midriffs, skimpy costumes was a huge step in the right direction for women's liberation and women's fucking rights, okay? Don't you pull this, oh, they're so sexually harassed. Fuck you. Bullshit. They're not, okay? They were not. They were sexually repressed and oppressed in the 1950s with the conservative, you know, like, dresses up to here. They weren't allowed to wear cleavage. If they did, they were called a hussy. And you know what happened? Sexual liberation happened. Women's rights happened. Civil fucking rights happened, okay? Women were allowed and expressing their freedom of being promiscuous if they chose. A little thing called the birth control pill came around in this time. Laugh-In has done many episodes where they praise the birth control pill for being one of the things that helped women have the choice. You know, my body, my choice. This is when it was really coming into play. The fact that women chose to wear skimpy shirts and skirts and let their tits hang out, let their asses hang out, was because they were tired of assholes like you telling them that they couldn't and being fucking shamed for it, okay? Okay, Miss Cold Librarian cunt, whatever the fuck your name is. I'm assuming you're a woman, but you're probably some fucking feminist man who doesn't know anything. This shit pisses me off to no end. I don't understand how they think that. So what? You're happy that we got Michael Burnham, we got all these assholes looking like fucking men now, and these and these very conservative jumpsuits. Everybody looks the same now. Cause what? In 50 years we're gonna be all in pilgrim costumes and the fucking Handmaid's Tale? Is that what you want? I don't want that. I want my tits hanging out. I want to be appreciative. I don't want to be shamed for wearing something skimpy if I choose to. I don't want some asshole telling me what I can and can't wear. All right, this is women's rights. This is my choice, my body, my choice. Okay, and if I want something low cut on a thumbnail because I like the way the thumbnail looks, I'm gonna wear that. And if I want to wear a short skirt, I'm gonna fucking wear a short skirt. Okay. Oh my god. So let me go over to the it's like a research page or a study. This is what they were linking in the Reddit post. So let me go read a little bit of this. And of course, we have these sort of costumes, the nice silver, basically it's a bikini. It's basically a metal bikini. So yeah, there's also the infamous silver bikini worn in the episode Gamesters of Tricklestone. Trickle, I can't even speak. I get so mad. So yeah, but the post here is, why were the Star Trek TOS female uniforms so short? Yeah, I get in my rages and I can't. Oh, holy shit, I can't even speak. Yeah, according to the often repeated tale, they couldn't find actresses who'd wear such a revealing outfit on a TV show, so they hired Angelique Pettyjohn, who worked as a burlesque queen in a burlesque show. She spent years going to Star Trek conventions, signing autographs, and selling pictures of herself both in and out of her now famous costume. The costume designers really liked pushing the limits of how revealing the women's costumes got, and since it was science fiction futuristic series, they could get away with it in an era where both Barbie Eden and Dom Wells couldn't show their navels on camera. Thank you so much. I didn't even read this article. But yeah, that's exactly my point. You couldn't have husband and wives in the same bed. They got away with it by accident on the Munsters because people didn't realize it. But fucking Gomez and Morticia weren't allowed to be in the same bed from what I remember on the Addams Family. Munsters, yes. Oh, Lord. So we got Uhura in a midriff-bearing outfit. And, there's her navel. Because it's science fiction. It's the future. And this actress in an outfit no movie or TV show at the time in the U.S. would have allowed on camera. Exactly. I love that outfit. I would wear that. Remember that this was an era where miniskirts were just barely allowable in American movies and TV shows, and outfits like these defied the Hays censorship codes that were in force at the time. But like I said before, since it was sci-fi, they could get away with it. Nowadays, nobody even notices things like this anymore. Bikini series like Baywatch are now normal on TV. Well, actually, no. Now you have these asshole people, these fucking SJW NPCs that go around saying, oh, I'm physically ill with the costumes that they made these poor actresses wear. Seriously, and I got a tweet over here to show exactly how offended people are too. I got a tweet of it. Oh man, so this person says, Steve Mulroy covered it quite well in his answer, but I have a couple of additional thoughts to offer. Yeah, Joseph Admire, fan of the original series since childhood. Yeah, he's an author. This man is very intelligent. The actual length of the skirts of the female crew members' outfits varied. For one thing, for instance, Uhura's skirt could be nearly thigh length in one episode and close to her knees in the next one. Nurse Chapel, Majel Barrett wore a longer skirt variant than more often than not. I think Yeoman Rand had the most consistently short skirts, as well as guest actresses who played Starfleet personnel, depending on how shapely their legs were and how comfortable the actresses were, probably, I assume. Also, a non-trivial factor in sexing up TOS came from Gene Roddenberry himself, considering his overall progressivism, because it was progressive then. His attitudes on women were in some ways startlingly regressive, though I think, for example, that the infamous last episode, Turnabout Intruder, which claimed there had never been a female starship captain, wasn't his idea, but rather the network's. Roddenberry had withdrawn from most active participation in TOS by then. Personally, my headcanon on that episode is that it was all Janice Lester's delusion, and that she washed out of command courses. But yeah, so anyway, that brings me to my next point that I'm making here. Deanna wore a fucking short skirt sometimes when she chose to. Sometimes she wore a very, very long skirt, like right here, when she chose to. Sometimes she wore a very short skirt. Sometimes she wore a long skirt. Sometimes she wore pants. Because she's a woman and she wears different clothes depending on her mood. This is how we all are. And guess what? So did the men. They wore short skirts at times too. The dress uniforms are skirts. You got the what are they called? Skants. They're men in skirts because they chose to do so. This guy probably loves wearing this. He probably chose that because, oh my God, I can wear the skirt? Yes. And of course you have even Riker in the skirt, right? the other point that I need to make to prove how stupid this person is, right? So this is the other thing that triggered this whole video. That English gent, one of our awesome common viewers, points out, how interesting, I don't see a single STD uniform in that photo. Look how happy they all are. Far from the dark and miserable tone of all things Discovery. Face it, CBS, no one enjoys being miserable and divisive, right? So he's tagged myself, Doomcock, Nerdrotic, Egotastic Fun Time. But here's a whole bunch of people cosplaying in the short skirts. They are all very happy to be doing so. I never see any cosplay of Discovery uniforms except for Captain Killy, except for the Mirror Universe uniforms. Nobody wears those ugly, repressive jumpsuits, oppressive jumpsuits. No one wears Enterprise jumpsuit cosplay, all right? What do they want? They want the cute short skirts. They want the knee-high boots, right? This is what we want. And the sad thing is, the really, really, really sad thing is that even when we're bringing in, on Discovery, they're bringing in all of the mini skirts, sort of. The one picture of a mini skirt that I can find from Discovery has them, the woman looks like she's wearing pants underneath it, and that is insane. Oh, see if I can find it live for you guys. The Discovery elevator image from Star Trek Discovery in images. Because she's wearing pants. And I picked apart this in other episodes too. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this up for you guys real quick. You have the mini skirt in Discovery for this random crew member in the background who probably won't have lines. She's wearing pants underneath it looks like. She's wearing such black tights and knee-high boots. She looks like she's wearing pants under the skirt. I'm sorry. I would rather wear something that's a little less frumpy and ugly, and yes, it's a military uniform, but come on, this is science fiction. This is a fantasy series. This is going backwards, making everybody look like men and making everybody in these uptight, buttoned up to the neck uniforms is going a step backwards for as far as your false progressivism goes. And I don't know how else to get it through people's skulls that no, Star Trek was very progressive. It's always been progressive until now. Now we're taking all these steps back to cover people up, and you have these assholes saying, oh, it makes me physically ill. No, it makes me physically ill that you don't get it, that you don't understand how ahead of its time Star Trek was for women's liberation. Women did not want some man telling them how they can and can't dress. And we sure as fuck don't want some woman doing it either. My God. Oh, this stuff really breaks my brain. This makes me hate Discovery that much more. And Discovery fans just don't get how idiotic the show is and how idiotic and stupid and backwards the messages can be. If you're picking up that it's better to cover everything up, fuck off. I mean, you don't get it. It's about personal choice and freedom of expression. I have bright red hair, not because some asshole SJW has bright red hair, but because I like it. I think it complements my skin complexion, and it makes me stand out as more of a fiery person because I am. I have a temper. I have my rants. I have my rages. And this just gets under my skin, and I don't know how to get through to these people. But no, skimpy Star Trek uniforms are not equivalent to sexual harassment. I'm sorry. Women need to have the confidence to not be shamed into wearing something that's revealing. We need to have the confidence to say, oh, you smiled at me, thank you, and move on. Not everybody who smiles at you is gonna fucking rape you, Brie Larson. Not everybody who's looking at your legs or your cleavage is going to attack you. Sometimes people just want to appreciate the view because we like looking at pretty things. We like looking at attractive things. My God, I have stared at thumbnails of people on YouTube I don't really watch because they're very aesthetically pleasing to my eye. All right, we all have this base desire for procreation and accompaniment and companionship, and one of the first things that draws our attention is whether or not something is visually pleasing to us. And for women to have that choice and not be shamed into and to feeling like they have to cover up because somebody doesn't like it. You know, this is why we have stupid ass fucking superheroes that nobody likes, because we can't have pretty superheroes, we can't have curvy superheroes, we can't have Captain Marvel looking like she's got tits and an ass. No, we have to have a fucking plank of wood. But yeah, what do you guys think in the comment section below? Tell me your thoughts. Do you like short skirts? Are you offended by short skirts? Do you want women to be covered up, and do you want everybody to look like Michael Burnham, and do you want us all to be in pilgrim outfits in 100 years from now? Because this is the way we're going. This is where we're going when we let people tell us how we can and can't act, and what we can and can't say, how we can think, how we can dress. And there is within reason, you know, there is being covered up. I don't have my nipples hanging out of my shirt on camera here, even though I know some of the people would probably like that. Cleavage is enough. You know, there's decency. That's what I'm comfortable with. There's some girls who are comfortable having everything hang out. You know, there's some girls who are very comfortable with nothing hanging out. The point is, who are we to tell anybody how they can be comfortable? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section below. I am MegaRandom42. I have Twitter. I have Patreon. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff for my patrons over on Patreon, like Patreon exclusive hangouts. You can always message me on Twitter. I've got a lot of awesome stuff coming for you guys, but I really had to get this one off my chest, so I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye!